Hello and welcome to another episode of Roach Coach, the Nu-Metal podcast you deserve. My name is Lorin Kozlowski. With me, as always, the original Roach Rider, Mr. Matt
Keep
Nas.
it rolling, baby.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen, back with you back for another episode of Roach Coach. We're creating that Nu-Metal Canon, one album at a time. Of course, on the journey, Matt, to 500 episodes.
Closer every day.
Eh,
It's January, right?
Not quite.
But
Oh, yeah, January is when 500 will happen. Indeed.
correct. Not
Yes.
is now January.
Yeah, listen. I'm trying to get there. I'm trying to push through. I got a birthday in January, so I'm like, give me that birthday.
January state of mind. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because listen, everybody's always thinking, it's the holiday season. Just get me to January, where I
Right.
feel so much better. Everything's great. The weather perfect. Get me to January.
Yeah. I want
I
to
al-
look dead nuts into the bleakest part of the
Mm.
year.
What's funny is that I read the stuff about it, and it's because I have a birthday in January that I have affection for the month. It is really quite something. You think whatever month you think is like the pits, just slap your birthday in it, and it's gonna
All
be
of a
like
sudden,
it's the best month. I look at March as let's get through this motherfucker, and I'm like, if my birthday was in March, man, I'd be streamers. It'd be crazy. But as it stands, my birthday's in January, and so I look at January very fondly, and it's double fond this year because episode 500 will be dropping in January. But we've got to get there first, Matt. We got to get there first.
we
And
certainly do.
so today we're
And
talking
this
about
fucking album's in the way.
it is. We got to get it out of the way. Matt, we are talking about the final album by Nothingface, Skeletons.
Wow.
We have not done.
I feel like it's been forever since we haven't done it. You were about to say it, but I pooched it. I said I'm setting you up. Total pro over here.
Matt, it's okay. It's because listen, it's because you know that we're creeping up on 500. You're hyped, you're excited, you're pumped. We have not done a Nothing Face record in over 5.5 years. It feels like we just did a Nothing Face record. It feels like 2020 was just yesterday. Yeah.
Well, that is
But,
true.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
when you lose 4+ years because of a global pandemic,
Right.
it does seem like
Yeah.
that whole thing's a blur.
Exactly. Yeah. So we haven't done one since, I believe February of 2020. But it was, I was looking at the long list and I said, we haven't done Nothing Face in a minute. And I was like, I'm pretty sure every time we do Nothing Face, we're like, these boys are ripping. And spoiler alert, nothing's changed. Skeletons was released on April 22nd, 2003.
Okay. Definitely a come down record. But
Definitely a
did
come down
anybody tell Nothing Face?
No one told Nothing Face that this was a come down era. I will tell you that much. The genre tags for this album, nu metal and alternative metal. Always good to see nu metal front and center. Producer on this record, Bill Kennedy. I don't know a ton about Bill. I believe he is Canadian. They recorded this album in Vancouver, Canada at Armory Studios. And yeah, this was the final one. Basically, according to Wikipedia, according to the interviews I read, and according to commenters on various websites that we will get to, these guys were going through it. We always talk about, hey, we're going through it, and things get a little vague. This is a true going through it.
How going through it are they?
I'm just going to read to you here. Nothing Face experienced significant turmoil with lead singer Matt Holt, who was going through substance abuse issues, seeing his house burn down. Tom Maxwell's mother dying, and bassist Bill Gall divorcing his wife, leading to the band nearly breaking up. They held it together to make this record.
So this is a band at the end of its rope.
It's at the end of this road. Tom Maxwell gave an interview where he said that he didn't think Skeletons had a musical direction. He said, I've said it before, but it sounds to me like a band imploding and losing focus. And he gave this interview while they were still together. He says, the next record will redeem the sound I believe was lost during the Violent Skeleton cycle. Too many cooks in the kitchen can sometimes create a mediocre meal, especially when the cooks come from different schools. So he basically was like, he threw his hands in the air and said, can't do this. We're just going to have to regroup on the next one. Sadly, there was no next one. Let's talk about the lineup on this record, Matt. We have Matt Holt on vocals, Tom Maxwell on guitar, Bill Gall on bass, keyboards, programming, and Tommy Sickles on them drums.
Wow.
Uh,
Now, I have to
mhm,
say,
mhm,
the nickel's worth of research that I did on Nothingface before this, and of course, we know the untimely passing of Matt Holt in
mhm.
2017.
Right.
Real full circle moment that in the Wikipedia, our boy Josh Toomey in the Talk To Me podcast is referenced
Yeah.
because normally what would happen is we do an album like this. You know it, I know it. Roach Coach Bump. They're
Yeah.
back in the studio instantly.
Instantly.
Not the passing of Matt Holt aside, seemed like that was never going to happen. That was never going to happen if they were
It
all here today.
it honestly feels like this was a band that was like breaking point, true breaking point, and it was really, really never going to happen. Eagle-eared listeners will know that Thomas Maxwell has since graduated on to be in Hell Yeah.
Hell
Yeah. And from what I can tell, I believe he's played on every single Hell Yeah record. Yeah. So so he's in it. I did not know this. And maybe this is just because, after we did the one Hell Yeah record, we never came
Hell
back.
yeah.
There is a Hell Yeah record from 2016 called Undeniable, but the I is an exclamation point.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, it
But
is.
the album cover is an eyeball red with an exclamation point in it. So it looks like the Eye of Sauron, but with an exclamation point in it. You know what? Maybe we need to do another yeah
I kind of feel like,
Maybe we do.
do we just do an album based on cover alone? Maybe sometimes.
It
Yes.
happens. Listen, have I looked at an album cover and went, "Oh, we're fucking doing this thing," without hearing a note?
Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. I gotta tell you, looking at the album cover for Skeletons, I was like, "Can't wait to do this thing." We got a skeleton with wings,
Hmm.
with a heart on a string. Truly quite something with that visual right there. Um,
Now, I
mhm,
will say, I know that Nothingface is a new metal band. I know that Nothingface has albums in the canon. I know that
right.
to be a fact.
Mhm,
If you were to remove the Nothingface font from this album cover
mhm.
and put the used, I would believe
Mm.
you. I would believe you that this is the used album cover.
I
It
think
just
it's the heart.
has
I think the
yes,
used have a similar
yes,
cover. Yeah,
yes,
absolutely.
absolutely. Look at
Yeah,
us, simpatico.
we know,
Only been 9.5 years of you and me chopping it up.
chopping it up.
Oh, we're two boys just chopping it up.
We are chopping it up, man,
This
and,
is what happens
yeah,
when we record earlier in the day. I'm much
mhm.
more peppy.
You are Matt, well, you woke up, you had a cup of coffee, you,
Edited the crack.
added in the crack, and then you said, "Let's talk
Let's
about
talk about
Nothing Face.
nothing face.
Let's chop it up." Now, sadly, I do not have a physical copy of this album.
Oh, is
I
it
was
hard to
not
come by
it
or is
was a
it
little
expensive?
it was a situation where I couldn't find one fast enough for us doing it,
Mm.
and so I didn't get one. Now I don't think there was anything easily available on eBay at time of recording. According to Discogs, which I'm using just to look at the liner notes, they say they have 5 copies for $3.33. But we all know that when you dive in that, you actually are paying 2.90 in German francs or pounds or whatever, but you have to pay $29 in shipping. So yeah, you're not getting this thing. Yeah. So yeah, all the shipping rates on Discogs are crazy.
You can
I don't
set
know
them
why.
to whatever you want them to be. That's the
Yeah.
thing with Discogs.
Yeah, with Discos. Yeah. Well, then also, I've heard there's some turbulence in the world in regards to international relationships, but I
What do
don't
you
know
mean?
about that. Yeah, I'm just hearing that. It's just what I'm hearing. Give it a quick Google. Check in with Johnny Resnick and the boys. I'll tell you more about it.
Nah.
Yeah. Yeah, so these liner notes, honestly pretty cool. The back cover has a picture of the band and it looks like they're inside like a stain. That's the only way I can describe it. They did a fashion move on this one because it's pre My Chemical Romance, so they're doing the black and red attack, black button ups with red ties. They were making that their look for this album cycle. I like it. I mean, there's a reason that other people have done it. It's a good look. makes you stand out. All the lyrics are written in like a scrawl. So, it looks handwritten. Things get big, things get small. Lots of what looks like water staining. Yeah, this is a real. There is a skeleton in the liner notes with corporate whore written on its back. Yeah, and based off of everything, along with listening to this album, I can tell you that we are dealing with a lot of different lyrical themes. This is a more political album from Nothingface. We're talking about the invasion of Afghanistan at the time, organized religion, murder, and the American government.
Shh,
There's a
wake up,
song about
sheeple.
there's a song about George W. Bush and his Middle East policies. There's a song about Catholicism and the Catholic Church sexual abuse cases. These guys were going in. And maybe with maybe Tom Maxwell was like sitting there. He's like, I'm just writing some riffs. Matt Holt walking in and he's, have you seen what's going on outside? And they're like, oh boy. Oh
Fucking
boy.
Jesus. Not
Yeah.
from you, dude.
Yeah. But he did. But he did. They did not stop him. They did not stop him. The album received mostly positive reviews per Wikipedia. Over at Blistering, they gave it a positive review. Justin Donnelly wrote that Skeletons may be both more and extreme in either directions, but with Holt's upfront lyrical stance, Bill Kennedy's amazing production, and a growth in maturity evident within the songs, Nothingface will surely make their mark for years onward. And then Exclaim.ca liked it. All Music gave it a 4 out of 5. Alternative Press compared its heavy yet melodic sound to Alice in Chains. I'm curious to see what you think about this, Matt.
That seems like a bad omen for me.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Let's see. Anything else to note about this record? Yeah, a few other credits to Bill Kennedy. He's also worked with Monster Magnet, Nine Inch Nails, and Filter.
Nice.
There you go. Matt, let's dive into these hot
All
tracks.
right, I'm ready.
All right. Up first, we've got the song Machination.
Well, these are definitely something's wrong guitar tones. Or in the video game where you're in the town that's weird.
Silent Hill vibes.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Track one.
Yeah, buddy.
Track one, you're back in it.
Yeah.
You're back in it. You're back in it. We're dealing with, Matt, let's just talk about it. We're talking about conspiracies. We're talking about brainwashing. Here's a lyric. Read Catcher in the Rye 110 fucking times. Brainwashed and programmed. Obsession defined. I saw that. I said, oh shit, we're in it.
These are the ramblings of a madman.
A
Read
madman.
Catcher in the Rye 110 times.
110 fucking times, man.
You've read it, right?
I recently just read it, actually.
Okay. I've read it as well.
Yeah.
When I was finished reading it, because, I think reading's cool. I was just like, I don't know. Like, I feel like that book gets conflated. It gets a little too much. There's a little too much there. I haven't read it in a long time. I read it as a younger man.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you got to go back. This is what I'm saying.
If I feel like I go back, I might see. It was just like a book filled with double standards, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm surrounded by these people, and I am these people. So,
Matt, I would say that I read it also in high school and kind of thought it was like, I remember thinking it had a really strong start, and then I struggled to get to the end, which is funny because it's a very short book. And I reread it actually to Ronan over a month. And content wise, maybe some of it he shouldn't have heard, but it's okay. It was
with a prostitute, or
yeah. Well, but it's funny is that reading it as an adult, having lived life and seeing how things kind of go, I honestly was like, I get it. I get why it's considered one of the great books. It really is. And it's interesting how now I just read another book that I was like, oh yeah, everybody's cribbing from Catcher in the Rye. Everybody's hoping to take like a little bit of it. It's in so much and what is in there. I would say that
I just need to read it 109 more times.
You needed. Well, what's funny is that I feel like that's more of the fact that there's so many people who it's been attributed to so many conspiracy things, and there have been assassins who've had it and everything like that. But it's like when you get into the actual content of the book, it's actually a very empathetic book. It's a very sad book, but it is not the type of book that you read and think, oh, this person's going to go on some sort of killing spree or something like that. It
No.
doesn't. There's no one to one with it at all. So it seems almost arbitrary. It could have been, take that book out and put in, I don't know, the Grapes of Wrath or something like that. It would be, then everyone would be analyzing that in a different way. I think what helps it is that it is a short and honestly pretty easy read.
Yeah.
Yeah. So listen. No one's going around murdering people with a copy of Moby Dick, okay? Because it's a tome. No one's walking
Dude,
around
it's
with infinite
way
jest
too
being like, I
dense.
gotta take somebody out. No, it's too big. It's gotta
Dude,
be
if
small.
they
It's gotta be
if
handheld.
if they had Moby Dick next to them and they were just like, I'm gonna go on a rampage, but first, the boots that I wear, and then everybody goes home and they're still like focused on the boots.
Still focus on the book. Yeah, you can. Yeah, that might be part of it. Now, I will say for this song,
It's chaos. I think they've captured chaos.
now was it a chaos you enjoyed, Matt?
At times, I really, really loved it. Obviously, having minimal correlating songs in my mind on first listen.
Mm-hmm.
I get that prison song System of a Down influence at the beginning. There is changing for sure. There's a lot of radical changes in tempo, in mood shift, but that first 30 seconds, impeccable, just perfect. And then they're like, let's be a little wackadoo. And I was like, no, stop being clever. Because then it just felt performative in a way that was less interesting. We're going to do something that's going to flip everybody's fucking wig. Wake up, sheeple. Read Catcher in the Rye 110 times.
Right. Yes.
Where do you land? What do you think?
You know what? I mean, listening to this, I was like, what I liked about it was that I liked that it was immediately catching me off guard, and but also accurately setting the tone for the whole album. Like,
Okay.
I would say this sets the tone for the record. I wanted to hear something this straight ahead rock and this straight ahead nu metal as well. I appreciated that, especially because when I saw when this record came out, I'm like, are they pivoting? Are we gonna get a POD payable on death situation? We get too soft, but this is Nothingface, and I had nothing to worry about in that regard. They really did it. So then I went to songmeanings.com to see what was going on.
Cool.
And we had two comments. The first was from Nostalgia Martyr on July 14th, 2011, who said that this song is about the murders of prominent public figures in U.S. history that have become conspiracies, and he breaks down how there is references to Lee Harvey Oswald in here, Mark David Chapman. He's got all the breakdown. Then we have a comment from It's a Come Down, December 6, 2024, I think this is at 9:30 in the evening. This is, I think you nailed it, Nostalgia Martyr. The governments of this world need their patsies. It's just another tool to further keep hold of what power they have and expand upon that power using all those agencies, multinationals, and whoever else they can bribe or coerce. Never ask why. Why would the government do that? The answer, of course, they would. We don't truly know who actually rules over us. Not that it would matter. Anyway, this song is killer, and so are Nothingface, such an underrated band. And then they got apparently a feature that wasn't available then is now available on songmeanings.com where you can hashtag. And so we have these hashtags: positive, subjective, enjoyment, government, control, power, dynamics, conspiracy, underrated band.
All of them in play.
I think everything's in play there. Absolutely. Yeah. So, yeah. We are off to a chaotic start.
Start.
But it's an intentional chaos.
Yes.
Let's keep that in mind. Also,
yes.
Yeah.
I completely agree. Like Mr. Bungle. This is on purpose.
All right. Let's dive into track 2. It's called Beneath. Now, I like how immediately track 2, they're like, listen, we can give you a nu metal radio rocker.
Yep.
We can do it. We can do it all. We got the skills. And I listen to this and I just think it's one of those things. And once again, I'm like, yeah, slot this in. Here's the thing though, slot this in summer of 2000. No brainer.
No brainer.
But you're dropping this boy April of 2023. Little bit. It's honestly, it's what it is that Nothingface have just a bit more of that harsher edge. And you're thinking summer of 2023. We're thinking Linkin Park Meteora. Okay. We're thinking, Incubus owning the airwaves. Things are just a little bit, the expectations are a little bit softer.
Yeah.
And these boys are a little bit rougher, as we know.
And
But
it's also, I mean, it's just the year of 50 Cent. You're just not.
it is the year of 50 Cent. It's true. It is true. You could not get away from In the Club. You were in the club, hearing In the Club. You were out of the club,
You were
hearing
hearing in the club.
In the club. And then you'd be like, I guess we need to go back to the club. Yeah. It was all ubiquitous. People would come up to you and they'd be like, Get Rich or Die Trying is the best album I've ever heard. And I was like, relax.
Yeah. Also kind of weird that 2003 is also the year of Saint Anger. It's an odd. People are still kind of reeling and trying to figure themselves out.
We will always be reeling from the year of Saint Anger. Absolutely.
And of course, the bloated speaker box Love Below.
Yeah. Well, once again, Matt, you know what, Matt, I love how you come out so hard. I understand the criticism, and obviously I was there. I bought it day of release. I was there for the debates.
Same.
And I still have affection for those records, even though I know that the Love Below is like what, 2 songs?
Correct.
Yeah, at best. And Speaker Box is honestly front to back killer.
Yeah,
that is great.
Speaker Box is these are the droids we were looking for.
Yeah, and it's funny to think that there was ever a debate. And the thing about it though is that is the power. That's how good Andre 3000 was at rapping and being a charismatic person, that he put out a flute album that is boring and stinks, and people were like, is this album of the year? Is this great? Like, I remember listening to it and I was like, this is a true Emperor's No Clothes music moment. Emperor's New Clothes of music.
Yeah.
This is very amateur sounding. This
Completely.
is very, very rudimentary. We are indulging this guy. And is anyone going to say anything? Now, major jazz people were like, this is garbage. But a lot of people went along. I believe it got an Album of the Year nomination at the Grammys.
I'm sure it did.
Yeah, it's wild.
The thing that kills me about that is that in the story of Outkast, it mirrors like all of the parody rock mockumentaries. So, this would be in CB4 where they're like, and then one of the Low Cash Games went on to record their flute album. It's just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's a punchline.
Right.
But we're all here. Yeah. Oh, okay.
It's
John Benjamin's piano record.
Yeah.
Like, maybe I should have learned how to play piano. Like,
it is truly quite wild. It's quite wild. And yeah, it's I mean, that is the strength of, listen, you go back, you listen to Stankonia, you listen to Aquemini, you listen to AT Aliens. I mean, and you're like, yeah, I guess if you're this good, this consistently, then when you roll in and say, I'm gonna make a whole flute album, everyone's like, great. You can do whatever you want. He really blank checked himself.
Yeah,
culturally.
I think it is just don't go away. Because as long as you're making music, there's a possibility that one day you're going to be like, you know what I'm actually good at? Rhyming.
Rhyming and stealing. The whole thing.
I'm really, really fantastic at hip hop. Because I think his guest verse are the best parts of a lot of albums.
He shows up in a guest verse and you're just like, oh, where's this guy been?
I'm looking at you, Frank Ocean.
That's shots. Matt, let's talk a little bit about Beneath.
I'm kidding. I really like this one.
It's good.
I like this one.
Now, I found this really great interpretation on songmeanings.com. It's from sunshine_Arakan. It was posted on January 19th, 2005 at 2:56 in the morning.
Been up.
I see it as two guys who commit murders or other crimes, and he's covering up for the main offender, and he's getting a bit tired of it. He then goes on to
As all accessories to murder.
or other crimes would be. They go down and break down every single lyric line by line, and I won't put you through that. But I liked how they created the scenario that he's getting a bit tired of covering up the crimes. And it's, you know what? All I could think about was a classic film From Dusk Till Dawn, in
Okay.
which you have the Gecko brothers,
Mhm.
played by George Clooney and Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah.
Incredible flex that Quentin Tarantino was like, I'm George Clooney's brother in this movie. And in that film, for those who may remember, is that George Clooney's character, he's very cool in this movie. He's got this sick tattoo.
So cool.
He looks incredibly cool. He's very cool in this movie. And it's very clear that he's just like a criminal. He's a robber, but he's got a heart of gold. Quentin Tarantino's brother character is a monster.
Yeah.
And he's constantly having to clean up after his brother, who goes off, who just flips out. You know, he's it's a little bit like your brother is Wayne Grow, and you got to deal with that, you know,
God,
from Heat.
Wingro.
Wayne Grow. No one wants to listen. Wayne Grow was somebody's son, maybe somebody's brother, and just like dealing with that. Just thinking about Thanksgiving, being like, Wayne Grow's coming. Oh God. So that's the same situation here. We have a song version of that. Is that dealing with like you're a criminal, but you're like a fun criminal, but you've been partnered up with the scum of the earth, and you've got to clean up after them a lot. And it
Yeah.
is wearing you down. Is it forcing you to reconsider your ways? Maybe.
But will it?
But will it? I don't know. Now, Love Hate 25 responded on February 4th, 2007 at 9:30 in the evening and said, "Well, Sunshine, I see where you're coming from. However, I don't believe that Beneath is about crimes and murder. I read an interview with Tommy Sickles, and he said that this song shows how fucked up everything was while making Skeletons. Maxwell's mom died, Matt's house burned down, and he was experimenting with drugs, and Bill's marriage fell apart. It was a hard time for them and hard for them to focus on writing their music. All these hardships are reflected in the chorus. When it all came crashing down all around you, how will you save yourself? If you need one more fix to let it lift, just stop and think because it's over." And then N Reed 656 responded on October 29th, 2019 and said that he thinks the song is referring to the past and present versions of himself, reflecting on substance abuse and how it's destroying his current place in time, and how he's had to rebuild, and how he's telling that damaging nature to fuck off. All right, Matt, let's dive into the next one. It's called Murder is Masturbation.
Sure it is. Damn, son.
Oh, Matt, I gotta tell you, this guy can drop a motherfucker like nobody's business. He's got them skills. This song, really quite something. Let's go right to this comment from It's a Come Down, who posted this on December 6th, 2024 at, I believe this is at 10:10 in the evening. We got some Nu-Metal Matt. Nu-Metal Math. 5 fuckings, 14 motherfuckers, and 2 fucks. He is pissed on this one. Says, "I'm not all right, but I'm okay. Does sound like something a heavy drug user would say on a come down. Hell, it sounds like something I would say actually after a bender. Thankfully, I'm only mildly alcoholic." Great song.
Great song.
Great song.
And I do have to tell the boys in Nothingface to be very careful, because it does seem that there's a certain 8+ member band that might be in the floorboards that are just like, in 5 years, nobody's going to remember murder as masturbation, and we can just call it psychosocial.
It really is something that swarm. I called it a swarming sound, but it is basically something that Slipknot have made their bread and butter. This thing's really quite something. I love this. This is when I was like, oh, I said we were in it. We are firmly in it. I was like, I knew at this moment, I'm like, I am not going to get hit with a single fucking ballad on this album.
No way, man.
It's going to be all crushers to the end.
Intentions are clear from the jump.
Yeah. Also, I do really like this lyric. Want to see it? I'll show you something. A middle finger with a barrel in its fucking cock. I love it. You want to see something? You want to see something?
Here it is.
Oh, yeah.
Kaboom.
Kaboom. Really, really enjoyed this. This is a great
This
song.
is
This
the
is
good
what you
shit.
want.
And what are we talking about? This is what
Yeah,
we're here for. Punch my ticket. I am all the way in.
that's it. This comment here, I was like, I've got to tell Matt about this one. It's from Silence, except it's spelled Sielense. They posted this on April 17th, 2004 at 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Hmm.
To me, this song is about all the ways people use to ventilate their emotions. Ventilate their emotions. Songmeanings.com. You still got it.
They still got their fastball.
They still got it. Yeah. They quote the lyric, I found the easy way to die, just educate myself and pretend all I've learned's untrue. And yeah, I know that all I'll lose is you. This is the only part that lost me, but I think I get it. A person masturbates to get sexual gratification without actually fucking. I think that this little bit right here means a lot. Murder is a form of masturbation for someone with suicidal urges. It allows them to relieve the pain without actually killing themselves. And then they go on and on and on. And a few other people were like, dude, what?
I guess,
Excuse me?
but
What?
also, I don't think
No,
so.
no. But this comment from Hemorrhage, they
In my
posted this
hands?
just straight hemorrhage, and we don't know if it's in hands or not, but they posted this on April Fool's Day 2007 at 4:44 a.m.
I'm gonna say they've been up.
Kill that motherfucker, kill. Just plain out awesome, great shit. That's a bent up comment if I've ever heard
Yeah.
one.
Yeah. You are blown out like a firestone, and you hear this song, and you're like, this is great shit.
Yeah, this is great shit.
This is great shit.
You got a computer, I got to get on song maintenance to talk about what great shit this
Oh,
is.
God. Just shove that. Shove that big Dell over here.
Yeah, just slide the Dell on over here. Dude, you got a Dell? Slide that
Dude, you
over.
got a Dell. Slide it over.
Slide it over. Metallica for Dead posted on October 20th, 2010 at 3:59 in the morning. I can see what he's saying about drugs. It always cures the pain and then causes even more. Like it gets you high in the moment, but fucks your life up beyond belief. Except weed. Weed is good. Smiley face emoji. I love that. He typed it and he's like, drugs are just super bad. And then he like looked across, he saw his bowl on the table and went, wait, hold on, weed's good. Can't disparage weed.
No.
Weed's on the level. All right, Matt. Up next we have the lone single from the album. It's called Ether.
Not
Matt,
exactly the beef between between Nas and Jay-Z that I was looking for.
you know what? It probably was a little tough to drop a song called Ether and there's another Ether just stealing your thunder. This one, I like this one.
Makes sense as a single.
Oh yeah,
Incredibly accessible song
mm,
of catchy.
this hook is Money in the Bank.
Yeah, very Money in the Bank. Interesting to see them kind of at 122. Like I feel like they could push that chorus into a almost anthemic piece there. It was like they finished it and I felt like they had another gear, but they went back to the verses.
They ride it out further in the song.
Okay.
This chorus
That
gets a
does
lot
make
of
sense
work.
to me
Yeah.
because like we in an interesting way, we to break kayfabe, we recorded The Crack last night, and one of the things that we talked about in that episode of The Crack, available on Patreon right now,
Right.
the Butt Rock Bracket. If you're not listening, please do. I mean, I think it's worth it. I honestly think it's pretty great.
Yeah.
And we said, don't be clever. And I think they're not being clever with Ether, but in a way that I would have loved them just to repeat the chorus again or take the chorus higher. Because it's kind of just, this is a big anthemic rocker. You know what I mean? Like,
Right. Mm-hmm.
I almost wanted it again. They could have done it again.
Yeah, I mean they tease it out. They tease it out for sure. Now I will say that all the comments and song meanings are all about the Iraq War and people saying that this is about it, people saying that it isn't, people saying, well, technically this was written before that happened. This is more about like previous, like other things that the administration was doing at the time. I feel like we're splitting hairs here. I mean, that's all true. Yeah. Now, the Ether Music video, it's the band performing in a white room, red ties, black button-up shirts,
Yep.
black tap, except the drummer who has a red tie over a bare chest. That guy was thinking comfort. He knew that he was going to get real sweaty behind the kit. The band looks extremely nu metal. We got spiky hair, we got piercings. Tom Maxwell's got honestly the sickest black cowboy hat I've ever seen. Like, I'm not a big cowboy hat guy, but he looks amazing. They look incredible. They look here to kill. They look great. You look up the Ether video, you can be like, yeah, Nothingface came to kill. This is intercut with a news report that Nothingface have gone missing at the end of their Skeletons tour, and then they are shown being interrogated by government spooks who we assume are torturing them by cutting off their hands, shoving needles in their eyes, and at the end of the video, it says that all of them were found dead in the Potomac.
Jesus.
I know, but then I was like, this is Nothingface. They don't have step it. They don't have step it. You know, Matt Holt walked in the room and he's like, at the end of the video, we're all fucking dead.
We're all
And Tom
fucking
Maxwell was probably
dead.
like, do we have to be dead?
I
And
don't
he's
want to
like,
be. I'm really dealing with some stuff right now.
do we have to be dead? And he's like, we're dead in the video. We're dead. Yeah. So really quite something. I thought it was a good video. I mean, I like the performance parts more than them being tortured, quite frankly. Yeah. But it is really something to see them like hint at chopping off someone's hand and then basically do it. And I was like, and then also to have it be, I believe it's the bassist. So then it's intercut with him playing bass, sort of saying, we're going to cut his hands off. He'll never be able to play bass again. I was like, Grim,
I'm going to steal
Grim.
this man's livelihood.
Exactly. Yeah. So really quite something. I'll just say it. Should have been bigger. Should have been bigger.
Yeah, 2003 is kind of a weird time for this one. I feel like it could slot well. TVT is historically a fucking weird label to be on.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
The island aspect of it wasn't able to overcome the TVT aspect of it, because I don't remember being a tremendous push for this record. But again, this cover being like the used to me, I don't know. Let me check something here and do some nu-metal math that maybe we'll come back to after the next song.
Yeah. I mean, what I know is that they were on the Ozfest lineup, a second stage, and then they dropped off and then eventually broke up. They at one point were supposed to be opening for Disturbed on some shows. I do think that this is a band though that I'm like, if I were to partner them up with anybody, I'd partner up with System of a Down. That seems to be like
That
more
seems
political
very natural.
alignment. Yeah. So yeah, but at the same time though, it does also feel like this, you know, when we consider that, you know, what Matt Holt's intentions are, and then Tom Maxwell's, I'm going to hell yeah. It seems we kind of see where we're at. You know, Tom Maxwell's, I want to have a good time.
Right, and this
Matt
is
Holt,
not a good time record.
Matt Holt, have you looked around? Have you seen what's going on? There's no time for a good time. All
In
right.
an interesting, and again, I'm not talking musically. I'm just talking about, we want to say that people don't judge books by their cover, but they do.
They do.
And the used 2004 album, In Love and Death, thematically and art style looks damn near identical. There's no skeleton on it, but that's where a heart is hanging from a string. And the first record has that really kind of weird doll and what I would call the rayon, or those weird 90s magazines that were just like, fuck fonts, eat shit, kerning, we're doing what we want. Fader.
Yeah. Matt, you're talking about that time when you're like, I'm going to the mall, I'm getting a new issue of Flux magazine.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm just standing in a Borders Books and Music, looking at the longest magazine rack you've ever seen in your life. Oh, the 2000s were so great.
I want to let everybody know. Matt, you bring this up. I went into a Barnes and Noble to kill some time recently. The magazine section is still alive. It's kind of stunning. I'm like, where do these go? Who's getting these? Because the pricing on them, I feel, has not matched our lives. I feel like a magazine's like $10. If you told me a magazine was $10 in 1998,
no,
absolutely not.
And also, if it's a cool expose or the pictures are great, But it's just, if it's for information, are you fucking kidding me? For static information? No, wait. No, bro.
No,
No.
I think the only thing I could see is honestly some of these music magazines, because what we've learned is that there was a time period in which everyone said the internet is forever.
Mm-hmm.
But then these
Things.
companies went through and started wiping out websites, and maybe it's not forever. Maybe everything is gone. So, if you want to hold on to some of these things, you might need to get the physical media. If you go to your local Barnes and Noble, you will find a rather large magazine section, larger than you might anticipate.
With Q and Mojo.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Still going.
Still going, baby. All right, Matt. Up next, we have I Wish I Was a Communist.
Okay.
Oh, here it comes, Matt.
It's all about the bullshit. Rolled up your tongue like spit. The psychotropic demigod. The bullshit. Rolled up your tongue like spit. The psychotropic demigod. The psychotropic demigod.
Cut, print, put it on the shelf. Put it hot. Put it for everybody. That's for everybody. What are you talking about, buddy?
Matt, I did my first listen. Was a headphones listen. Okay, I did it the way that Nothingface would have wanted me to.
So do you have to get new headphones because you threw them off your ears and broke them?
Matt, I got to tell you that it rocked my head right off so hard that I pulled up the little lyric feature on Apple Music and screenshotted the now immortal lyric, "The bullshit rolls off your tongue like spit, the psychotropic demigod." What are we talking about?
This is the real shit.
This is the realest shit. This is the best. I think if this song had a different title, it would be on every playlist. It'd be on every Nu-Metal playlist. People would be walking around. If this song was called Psychotropic Demigod,
I think it would have. Yeah, I wish I was communist is not going to do it.
no. That strikes me as a conversation that
I don't want to have.
No, yeah. I feel like it's a conversation that Tom Maxwell's fine. I don't know. Like it was, but that I wrote that lyric down and I said
Marx understood that the labor force had to control the production. Okay. Also,
yeah. Mm-hmm. Honestly,
also this is a song, so
yeah, right? Yeah. No, but this is an all-timer. It's Ripper City, Population, Us. Incredible stuff. I love it. It opens with him screaming "fuck." It's so new. This is everything. It's just checking every box.
Yeah, you bring your Nu-Metal checklist.
Yeah, everything's checked. Yeah,
filled in.
Yeah, and then to cap it off, this 1-2 punch of comments here on songmeanings.com. The first one is from Shade Charade, who posted this on October 14th, 2005 at 3:46 in the morning. Politics. That's it. That's all they said. They just said politics.
Okay. For a second, I heard politics, but I also heard parlor tricks.
Parlor tricks and politics. One in the same, baby.
One in the same.
So they just say 3:46 in the morning. They're like, "Hey, dude, you got a Dell? Slide that Dell over here. I got to say something."
Dude, you got a Dell?
You got a Dell? Slide it over here. Slide over. Yeah. You got an ergonomic keyboard? Okay, yeah. Slide that over. I got something to say. Politics. Post. Going to bed. Not Falling, and that's KNOT, posts on July 16th, 2006 at 2:02 in the afternoon. I agree with Shade Charade. This song is about politics. The name says it all. But I think it's about liars and hypocrites in general. Whether it's a filthy fucking politician or a slutty girlfriend lying to your face. Not Falling. You slid it in right there at the end. What's going on? Everything okay at home?
You all right?
You all right? You okay? Yeah, you're right. Politics is something, but can I talk about Diane for a minute?
Really want to talk about my girlfriend.
Yeah, politicians, they come up and they tell you things that aren't true. My girlfriend
who said that she was going to the hospital.
Right.
But what she really meant is she was dressing as a stripper to go to the strip club.
At the strip club. Diane, be real with me.
Help me, Diane.
Help me.
I'm dying here.
I'm dying here. You say you're at the hospital. You're actually not a real nurse.
I don't know how to deal with this, and I'm sad.
I'm sad. So I take it to song meanings. All right, Matt.
All right, buddy.
All right, up next we have In Avernus.
I can't play the whole song, but I was waiting for what they just did there.
Matt, I gotta tell you, if you are gonna make a song about the abuses of the Catholic Church, but you're like, could this also be played while Jason Statham breaks a guy's spinal column?
The answer is yes.
Yes. This is incredible. Now it's
This is
butcher
that
time.
shit that I'm here for.
That's right. When he says butcher time, I was like, ticket
it
punch. Is it? This is one where your ticket gets punched twice because it's butcher time, and you're like, yeah, great, I love it. And then he starts yelling, "The devil lives in Rome," and I was like, oh, we going all the way in. We going all the way in.
We don't hold back because we might not get another chance.
Yeah. This is and this is another one where, I think sometimes, when people are talking about, bands these bands, they don't get to say what they want to say. I'm like, have you listened to
These fucking
the
bands?
Butchers? Have you listened to these bands? These bands are laying it out. This is really quite something. This is another all-timer from the boys of Nothingface. And it's going to sound strange to say this, but they should be proud of this one. They really knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
This is really quite
It's
something.
pretty great.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Up next, I Am Him.
Ooh, they were ahead of curve on this. Is Nothingface a Christian band? Head to the boards. Head to the boards.
Matt, I gotta tell you, with the lyrics to this song, he is going super dark into this vibe here. The lyric you're thinking of: hide away inside the dark place in my mind, fear of God, and will he take me home to fire? That he lists a bunch of things that he could be. He says, I am the fire at your funeral. Strong start. The fire at my funeral? What?
Jeez, Louise.
What am I, a Viking? What's happening here? I am the bloody Marxist general, the lonely rapist priest, and the autocratic president. I am the judge and inquisitor. I am the corporate funded senator. I am the stink, the shit, the hate. I am American. I am the atom-splitting scientist and the gun-toting lunatic. I am the flag that contradicts. Okay, I gotta tell you, this guy's, is it okay, real quick, guys, if I just rip myself wide open on these tracks? Is that all right? And Tom Maxwell's like, I gotta do some songs just about getting drunk somewhere, some other band.
At some point in my life, I would like to have sex with a woman, not have existential conversations with drunk guys at the bar. Where they keep telling me facts about Catcher in the Rye because they've read it 110 times.
Yeah. Here's
the thing that you may not know about me is that I love pussy way more than I love conversation. So if we could fucking stop writing these headpieces, that would be great for me. I'm so tired of defending my position on getting laid in this band.
I would like to.
That's why I started to learn instruments. I have no other skills. And now I'm in the fucking band that is just a bunch of dudes in a room.
Here's the thing. When he said I am the atom-splitting scientist, I was like, oh, Matt Holt would have loved Oppenheimer. That's the end. That's the end of Oppenheimer. Yep. Realizing.
He did it.
My God, he did it. The end of Oppenheimer is he did it, and also he did it.
Oh, no, he did it.
He did it. Matt, did you like Oppenheimer?
You know what? Here's the deal. I didn't finish it. A little bit of a slow start that got caught with an interruption that then took me out of the Oppenheimer mood. This is the problem with streaming. This is a streaming problem. Because I'll start something and then I still have a 7-year-old. And so you're like, oh, just watch it when they go to sleep. You fucking watch it when they go to sleep. I can't even function after they go to sleep. You son of a bitch. Fucking give me a break, okay? I'm doing the best I can.
Matt,
Did I tell you how much I love pussy?
Matt, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Listen, every now and again, I'll be like, I want to watch this movie, but I know that I'm going to be turning it up and turning it down after
Yep.
he goes to bed. I mean, sometimes it's worked out. I did one time. I was like, I was tired, but I heard so much about *Malignant* that I had to put it on, and I'm glad I did. I had a really great time. It's also a lot shorter than *Oppenheimer*. Yeah.
Sorry
So
about
Matt,
that.
yeah. See, yeah, Matt at the end of *Oppenheimer*, he realizes what he's done. All right,
What
up
hath
next.
God wrought?
What hath they wrought? All right, Matt. Up next, we have Cision. Matt.
I'm fucking spent my childhood in rooms learning how to play this instrument in the hopes that one day I get to touch a tit. But no, I gotta talk about Egyptology and the Catholic Church and fucking Kendra the Rock. I'm so tired. I just want to write a song about drinking beers and having fun. Oh, God.
Matt, when that Lost in the Catacombs hit, I was like, Matt Holdy's 101. He was 101.
One of one.
101. I loved
But
this.
also,
This was
I
great.
now am starting to understand, like, couple that mindset, which is kind of galaxy brain stuff,
Yeah.
with, and this is where I have to, like, we've been having fun and we've been fucking around.
Mhm.
Matt Holt had fucking real deal problems.
Problems,
Like,
Mhm.
not messing around problems. So, like, he's got a brain filled with ideas.
Mhm.
And it's like he does those ideas, but he's also has addiction and just all these problems because of the things that he's working through and has yet to work through. And boy, I can just see why the band is, I don't know much longer I can do this. This is Lost in the Catacombs. Who are we? What are we talking about? And to Matt, I'm sure it's like, this is who we are. And like everything is like a battle. And everything's, I'm willing to die for these lyrics. I'm willing to die for what we're talking about. It's like, oh my God, okay, sure, fine.
Right.
We're yin and yang, baby, over here.
Yeah.
It's
It
just,
really, yeah.
I get both sides. I really do. I get both sides.
Yeah, it is something. I mean, it's one of those things like if we didn't know the behind the scenes conflict of it all, we'd be like, this is a straight ahead crusher. Why didn't it work? What happened? But when you know that there's all this internal strife and then you see what happened to everybody afterwards, it's no wonder. You really had, you had a guy who was there to rip. Tom Maxwell is showing up. He's got the riffs. He's bringing the heat.
He's really, and he brings the goods. He delivers on his promise of what he can do in this band.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah. But then you've got over here, you've got Matt Holt going through it all the time. Always going through it all the time.
Right. And it's unrelenting. There is no moment of peace in this. It is always fucking chaos and broken promises and I'll do betters and they don't do better and it's the same shit and it's oh my God, how long can I do this?
Right, exactly. Matt,
but at the same time it makes this is like is it a real thing or is it the thing that we as listeners put on the music? Because I hear it and I'm just like, but it's pretty fucking good. This is
pretty fucking good.
Fucking good.
Pretty fucking good.
And does that come from the friction? Or does it just come because they're great musicians?
Right. Yeah. I mean, well, that's the thing is that it's that alchemy of it all when you talk to musicians and you're like, making a record, it's boring, it's whatever, all these things. And then, it's that thing of everybody wants whatever the band was, whatever that original incarnation was, they want it back. Was it the friction that made the music? Is that idea? Is hard times make great art? Yes or no? And the conflict of that. You talk to directors who are nice to the people that they direct, and then there are directors who are tyrants. And is there a difference? Can they do that? And are you actually getting results with this type of action?
And then also you couple that with the fact that you get older.
Mm-hmm.
When you get older, you might start dealing with some of these childhood traumas and start going, those people did their best. They failed, but I'm an adult now, you know? And I also have this thing called my family. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to keep remembering how bad my childhood was or
Right.
how bad, you know, like
Mm-hmm.
I've got the kid that I'm looking at and trying to be like, I want to do this different for them. So I don't know. This is a very interesting conversation to me because it is why art is so interesting. And yeah, we long to go back to those original things because we sometimes won't allow people to grow up and be who they are at this
Yeah.
moment.
Yeah. I think you're right. Matt,
Hey,
I think
country music is music for grown-ups. It
there you go.
was once upon a time.
Oh boy. Well, Matt, I think this is
I have a lot of thought.
Matt, this is all perfect segue into our next song, which is called Big Fun at the Gallows.
Track fucking 11. Track 11 on this thing. What are we talking about? That is, oh, I'm calling my shot and it's in the rafters. Wow. What a track. What do you think, Lauren?
Well, Matt, I'm just going to read to you the lyrics here. Fuck, here I am now, trapped in this hypocrisy. Shit. And I believe that shit is all that will ever be. It's Nothingface, baby. And then there's a lyric near the end. It's all about commerce. It's all about sucking dick. If you're not about music, why don't you sell some other shit? Matt, I love that. You have to dig in deep to be like, what are we talking about here? Oh, are we talking about the music industry selling out? Over on Song Meanings, Mr. Thunder rolled in on January 27th, 2005 at 5:14 in the morning. Oh, this boy been up. This seems to be about how twisted the music industry can actually be and how musicians are just used and they don't get much in return. Got that right. Got that right. Listen, if you're a nu metal band in the early 2000s and you don't have at least one song about how the music industry sucks ass,
What are we doing?
what are you doing? What are you doing? I was glad to see this in the mix. I really love that it's called Big Fun at the Gallows.
Right.
Just the imagery there. There, it's another ripper from Nothingface.
Yep.
There you go. All right, Matt, we've got a couple left.
All right.
I
I was
wasn't
going to
sure-
ask you how respectful of our time is this album.
Yeah, Matt. This album clocks in at 48 minutes.
For 13 tracks, that is full steam ahead.
Yeah. So yeah, this thing really cooks. Yeah. So we got a couple left. This next one is called Incarnadine.
All right, here we go.
I know the lie of photographs and knife. A question.
Great.
Listen,
Your call for System as a touring partner is impeccable, Lorin. Well done to you, sir.
thank you. Should have been.
Should have been. They would have been huge.
Would
But
have been.
instead, it was mindless self-indulgence.
Yeah. Oh well. The song starts up with him saying, "Shut up, stop talking." He then says, "Stop fucking the world to death." Nothingface refused to let up, and yeah, this is yeah. I mean, here we are. Like they don't have to go this hard this long, and
No
they did
way.
anyway.
They
They
could
did
have cut
anyway.
3 songs, and it still would have been fine.
Yeah, incredible work. We're on the last song.
Let's do it.
It's called "All Cut Up."
I'm good at you. Your eyes betraying eyes. Think about the reason why.
Kind of the harshest chainsing so far in the album for me.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. This one. Listen, I thought about that on my notes. Listen, last night that I was like, okay, this might be the most extreme chainsing, but
Yeah.
even then, I feel it's survivable, and it's the last song.
Everything's fine. Yeah, we're done anyway. I can skip track 13.
There you
Very
go.
avoidable, I guess, is what I'm trying to say.
Very avoidable. You love it when it's very avoidable. Yeah, I wrote in my notes, we're going to rip right out the door. We're screaming, we're shredding. I think we'll cut you up to find some good in you. Your eyes betray your lies. Come face your consequences. Love it. Love it. And Matt, this comment here, we have a back and forth here. This first comment's from Silence. They're back again. They posted this on October 4th, 2004 at 1:43 in the morning.
You know,
This
hasn't
one's
gone
a
to
little
sleep.
weird, but I think it's about Jesus from the point of view of an atheist. He's talking about how Jesus came supposedly to save everyone, but really just made life harder for everyone who doesn't believe in God, and also contributed to the creation of a religion that is arguably one of the most violent, brutal, and intolerant histories in the world. It's also about how if Jesus was so good and wanted to help mankind so much, why didn't he just keep his mouth shut? He could easily have seen how brutal humanity was and prevented a lot of death, including his own. Interesting take. Nocturnal Doll responds on December 12th, 2004, 4:47 in the morning.
Been
Man
up.
up. Good point. Or it could just be about how he fell for a girl or something and she turned out to be a liar. Like he thought she had come to save him, insane to think about why she came here because in the
Amazing.
end he really doesn't need her. Well, I don't know. I think your answer sounds better. LOL. This person was like, it could be about Jesus,
Counterpoint.
but it could also be about Diane and her life.
Diane.
Diane, I trusted you. Ah,
Did everything I could, Diane.
you hit everything, Diane. Matt, that's Skeletons by Nothingface.
What a delight.
Matt, it is now the part of the show where we talk about.
Canon Talk.
We're talking about the canon.
We
Matt,
sure are.
starting with you.
You know what? I listened to this album with you just now, and I go to myself. It is not as textbook new as I would like. Meaning, there is a serious lack of chug in this record. It's much more straight ahead rockers. But then I start picking out, but this song, Murderous Masturbation, I Wish I Was a Communist, Ether. And now all of a sudden I've got 6 songs that I'm like, these could go in the canon and be represented well. And I'm like, son of a bitch, the whole thing then. So that's kind of my vote. That's my vote. I could be easily swayed to cut back, but if you were like, it doesn't have the chug and it doesn't have enough of the quintessential sounds because it goes into some weirdo places, but having such a strong connection to System of a Down and kind of the galaxy brain of it all, a whole thing in.
Matt, I agree with you 100%. This thing is Ripper City. It's top to bottom, front to back. This dude is pissed. This band is rocking with him. I find it the fact that they felt this record was incoherent, that it was too many cooks in the kitchen, is wild to me. We have heard many albums where everyone's we were locked in, we're ready to go, and it stinks
Right.
on ice. And this
It's
thing
not even
is
close, right?
this thing is incredible. This is what you want. They're bringing the heat front to back. I loved it. Whole thing in the canon. Absolutely. This is it. Yeah, Nothingface. Listen, one of the underrated greats of the genre, as far as I'm concerned. And,
They really are. They
yeah.
are a band that often gets skipped, and I think it's to our point in our bit.
Mhm.
It's subject matter. They go
Right.
to incredibly dark places
Mhm.
that'll just, I don't know, dry up a certain
Make things a little
make
touchy.
something that should be rigid and incredibly soft. Yeah,
Yeah.
these dark places, dark
Dark
places.
But yeah, but they were. I mean, listen, if this is an incredible discography, as far as I'm concerned, these guys were bringing the heat.
But you know what? I was going to save it and not say it, but I'm just too much of a fucking egomaniac to not. There's a moment in the movie The Player, the Altman movie,
Yes.
The Player, where he meets these guys who are trying to make this movie called Habeas Corpus. And they talk about, like, they get the guy off, but it's too late. The electric chair has gone off. And then later in the movie, you see the movie that they made, and you'll never guess what. Bruce Willis makes it there in time, and the lady doesn't die. And Tim Robbins, who's like the producer for the movie, goes, "Why did we change this?" And he goes, "Oh, test audience hated it. Hated it." And it's kind of like this album is one of those albums where it's just now they did the thing that was like, now everybody's gonna fucking die.
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily a surprise that most people were just like, it's really good, but I can't have everybody die. I can't have a video where everybody dies.
Yeah. Yeah, it is something to really see. Yeah, that level of I mean, I think the other thing that's funny is that I wonder if going back to the Ether video, they were able to sell it on the sort of, hey, there's videos where everybody dies all the time. You know what I mean?
Corn's Adidas.
Corn's
They're
Adidas,
dead.
whatever. But there's no humor to this. It is like
Right.
they are
There's
murdered
no
by the
wink.
government. Yeah, there's no wink, zero wink. So there you have it.
Love it.
Nothingface in the canon. Skeletons, another all-timer. Well done, boys. You really did it. And that just brings us to the end of another episode of Roach Coach. Thank you so much for listening. Keep on saying hello to us online. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Blue Sky. We're on all of those. Send us an email, roachcoachpodcast@gmail.com. Of course, head on over to the Patreon, patreon.com/roachcoachpodcast. Become a patron. Dive into the crack, the butt rock bracket. Matt and I are in them cheeks, listening to these songs, finding the most butt rock song of all time.
Doing the work.
If you would like to hear us talk at length about the song Crazy Bitch by Buck Cherry, head to the Patreon right now. And until next time, Matt, thank you.
Lorin, thank you.